What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid, give you a quick overview of some of the data points, break it down, what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is up 1.69%, so a nice change of events, 261 the low, 274 the high. No actual news associated to Lucid itself, so it is kind of just piggybacking off of their broader market. Many of the markets have hit all-time highs today, so there seems to be a lot of good hype going on. Rather low volume for Lucid though, so 53.5 million shares being traded, 97.9 is the average. Then again, it's not necessarily just Lucid that is occurring for, it's pretty much across the board. Even going from, let's say, the 21st to the 22nd, there was roughly around $16 billion kind of not really investing. So there has been less and less volume. So I think right now big money is just waiting for the next steps from Trump. I don't think they're actually waiting for any macro data rather than just what is Trump going to do. So let me know your viewpoint on that. One thing that Trump did announce today though that really gave the market a nice push higher was this. So he's going to bring the corporate tax rate down to 15% if the product is made in the States. And so I believe that the current rate is, correct me if I'm wrong, 21%. So very good for companies such as Lucid. So yeah, honestly, I think Lucid should do fairly well, so that'll help their bottom line a little bit more. So even though he might be getting rid of that $7,500 tax credit, this would make up more than enough for that. So let me know your viewpoint on that. There was one thing that did come out though that a lot of people are speculating based off of, and that is this. So Saudi Arabia plans $600 billion in new US investment, trade over 4 years. So a lot of people are just looking at Lucid's connection to the PIF and saying, well, of that 600 billion, people like Lucid has to get some, right? In my opinion, no. I think what Saudi is doing is they're investing based on Trump's ideology, and Trump clearly doesn't like EVs. So I think right now, still in connection with the Saudi 2030 vision, they're probably going to be investing in renewables, in my kind of interpretation, as well as AI. So potentially through that, maybe Lucid might get something, but I see some people saying that of this 600 billion, like Lucid is going to get like 2 billion, 1 billion. I saw someone saying 50. I think that's very, very too high. So you know me, I like to say things, I don't sugarcoat things. I just don't see it being feasible, so don't buy Lucid based on this information whatsoever. So I could be wrong though. Let me know your thoughts. As far as shorts though, it is another day that they are hitting hard. So actually just jumped up from 3 something to now 4.21 million. So this is kind of a positive thing, the fact that shorts are really doubling down, but yet like Lucid is doing fairly well today. So I think yesterday shorts were in control, not so much today. So let me know your thoughts on that. But 19.42% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 231.34 million shares overall being shorted. Cost per hour average 1.08. Utilization is 95.28%. So yeah, another day that shorts are hammering Lucid, and this pretty much looks exactly like yesterday. So you kind of see this dotted line, that was yesterday. So pretty much around the same time period, they just doubled the hell down, and it looks as though shorts right now are just doing the exact same thing. So it seems to be very strategic, close to power hour. This is where they're doubling down to maybe suppress Lucid. So I see that as optimistic. Every time I've covered a stock where this happens during power hour, it does actually mean that shorts are worried about the underlying stock moving higher. So I could be wrong again, but this is how I interpret this. Moving on to options activity though, 588,000 in calls, 253,000 in puts. So this is probably one of the lowest dollar value days I have seen in a very long time. I even see it hasn't even broken 1 million yet. The last time that happened was, looks like right here, December the 5th, 813,781. if you are one of those individuals that likes to kind of look at historical data, forecast the future, last time that did occur, Lucid went on a back-to-back 10% green day. So that would be pretty epic if Lucid does go based on that. But of the call options that are being purchased, you see a consensus for it to be above $3 for this week. So more of a nice recovery, matching with that kind of 10%. And then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 250. This is abnormal, so you are starting to see some activity for it to be sub $2 and also even sub $1.50 by next week. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know where they're going based on that, but let me know why that would be. So that wouldn't be encumbering their earnings, as far as I know, unless that's associated to Tesla's earnings. Maybe they're anticipating Tesla to be a miss, thus bringing Lucid down, but that's just throwing money at a wall if you ask me. But these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So relatively quiet. It is just the broader market, algorithmic trading, that is really pushing Lucid higher right now. And as far as where it is, so with that 272, it is trading right below this pivot point. So 273 is going to be that key point for it to get over in the next roughly hour. And then 266, 262 are going to be the following support levels, and it did bounce off of this S2. So again, going forward, that should be fairly good support. So give yourself a shout out if you did buy the dip or whatever else. No new analyst ratings. On the actual chart, it's kind of bouncing off of this general area. So that 50-day moving average as well as that super trend. That is a must hold point for Lucid, so kind of just watch out for that. And in theory, it kind of looks as though it's bouncing off of that general area and hopefully will move higher. It might be wedge bound between that 50-day moving average and this group of resistance points, so that's sitting at kind of the high twos. So it might just trade within that range up until maybe their earnings. So any stock kind of trading within a set parameter is very good for options. So definitely consider looking at options, whether you're bullish or bearish, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon and give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers, so definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.